Oh, let's get shake it off. Welcome, everybody. I am so sorry for the delay. There was so many technical problems. It was unbelievable. Anyway, get on with the interview tonight. Tonight we have got the privilege, guys, to talk to Brenda and Billy. And we've got a mixed lot tonight. We've actually got paranormal cryptids. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, guys, I am in Scotland, okay? I'm in a little town called Lesbiego. It's outside Lanark, which is also about 20 minutes outside Glasgow. So if my voice does get to a point where you can't understand me, just tell me and I will slow down, okay?
All right.
Okay, so my name is Andrina. My friends do call me Drew. I do have my own paranormal team, which is called Drew's Paranormal Vlog. I am also a witch. So that's a different story, I suppose. But I was intrigued by you guys because I've watched you back and forward on Hensley, different people's chat. I'm a good believer in sitting back a lot of the times and I just watch people, okay? And what I do is I go into a lot of people's lives and I'll just sit and I'll watch the interaction with people and different things. And all you guys have got a great communication. Yous, Hensley. Who else? I mean, Brenda, you are Brenda. Who else? There's also, what's her name? She's got the Pink channel, Pink. She's in my chat sometimes as well. And I thought, you guys have all got a great bond and things. And I love the fact that you're paranormal and cryptid. So tell us a bit about yourself, guys. How did you get into this crazy business?
Okay. Hensley, my brother, what is up, dude?
Oh, no, Hensley.
Sometimes I just sit back and watch all you guys because your chat is busy enough. I like to go into people's chats if it's struggling and help keep it going. Maybe be friendly and help people kind of mingle. But anytime I go in and see all you guys, you all mingle great and things. So welcome in, Hensley. So tell us a bit about yourself, guys.
Okay, well, what got us to the paranormal? Well, I've been seeing spirits since I was 6 years old. It was I used to say, what, 7? But no, it was the year before. I was 6 years old when I first started seeing paranormal.
Sure.
And ever since then, I've been seeing them as I was getting older. And as of October 2020, we decided to start YouTube.
Right.
Because, used to, I could never find nothing about North Carolina investigations or anything like that. And North Carolina got a lot of history as well.
Right.
So that's when we decided to start doing it.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Doris. And I have seen our amazing sister Doris as well in your guys' chat. Doris is amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, that's Nana Doris.
Nana Doris,
I love you.
So welcome, everybody. Anyway, so guys, what I did do, I have been watching your channel back and forward for a couple of months, and I have said hello to you a few times. But I'm intrigued because I watched a video that you did, and it was actually just today when I was doing a refresher on your channel. So, guys, what's this about the possession? How the heck did that happen? The possession.
Oh,
do you remember when you got
that's a home investigation. That's a home investigation we done. Well, according to them, they went to St. Barnabas, which St. Barnabas is a very active graveyard and a church that's the very first video we posted on Hall Paranormal.
Right.
And I continuously going out there because it don't never let us down.
Sure. And they're always calling for us out there too. It doesn't matter who goes out there. They call for Hawk and Brenda every time somebody goes out there because those spirits out there know us.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's even just a tip of the iceberg, guys. I mean, that these guys, to let us understand, you would have to go watch their channel. And I know I say this all the time, to go subscribe to people. Guys, you really need to subscribe to Hawk and Brenda's channel. I have put it in the description. The reason that really did capture me, guys, to your channel the most was the fact that you do it right in a place where you come from, like the heart, if you like, much like myself and a lot of the other paranormal teams that I do make a connection with. You are the type of people that you feel these spirits around you and you know how much they struggle on the other side for one to get their story out, two, sometimes they just need that one person to talk to. I watched a video where he's did, and I don't even know where it was. It was in the middle of the woods. And I do believe the story that he's captured, I mean, I've got it here, is Hell's Ground. I think he's captured the video as. Guys, you have to watch this video, but please tell me a bit about that location.
Devil's Tramping Ground.
Oh, ooh.
That
explain to me what
I will tell you this. Anybody that goes out there, 3 paranormal investigators went out there. Mm-hmm. They're like, I didn't get what you got. Guys, you got to be able to see the negative energy, because I see them all. I seen bad spirits. That's what's more out there is bad spirits. I have seen the hellhound right there at the trees where the sits was at, which now that's gone. Whoever took over that place took all that away.
Right.
But that does not change the fact that the portal's still there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you did say that there's nothing grows on that spot. Is that right? Where you had lit your fire, you were saying that nothing will grow there. So is there rituals and things all done on that spot? I don't believe there was a sacrifice or something.
Because if people watch that video, you see the fire. There was no wind that night, but the fire was following us around.
Yeah.
Right. Hi, Uncle Dan. I mean, it's an amazing place. I mean, the fact that I watched the video only today, and I did just write a couple of questions down about it. I mean, that you said there was a story there about a little girl getting sacrificed. Is that right?
Yes, they've done sacrifices out there as well.
So what's the history of that area? Is there devil worshippers, or does it go back to some sort of cult or something?
Well, I believe due to the history of that place, by the devil tramping ground where the devil's supposed to stomp in that area, it brings these people out there to do the sacrifices or trying to make it more hell's area because of what's going on out there.
Yeah. Because that serial killer, what's his name again? I think you mentioned his name in that video. Is it Israel Keys? I mean, you just kept getting the name Israel, or somebody Israel. And I remember I watched a YouTuber and a documentary about a guy called Israel Keys, and he is a serial killer, and he is a Satanist, executioner, cannibal, all the above. So I was just wondering if maybe you were getting him through. His name is Israel Keys. And I'm thinking maybe you was actually connected to him.
That name Israel did come through out there, didn't it?
Israel did come through, yes.
I mean, that's what he did, guys. He was a serial killer. He was a kind of occultist. I wouldn't say he was a Satanist or anything. But that's what he did. He sacrificed people and things like that. And I wondered if you knew this. And that's why you didn't say his name. Because that is his name, is Israel Keys.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, and I don't know what area of America he's from, but it would be interesting to see if maybe his group, if you like, or his, whatever they call them, his family, have been in that area, maybe. You never know.
No, you never know.
That's true.
So what do you, I mean, Brenda, come to you just a wee moment. Are you sensitive at all? Do you see spirits?
I do see spirits, not like Billy does.
Right.
I see spirits when spirits want me to see them, or by accident.
Right.
I am a sensitive, like my ears tell me when spirits are around. I have visions, but he's more of the where he can see them all the time. I don't see bad spirits. He sees all that. Right. But I see spirits not like him. I mean, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because I noticed in the videos and that you're more the communicator. I noticed that you're the one that likes to ask the questions and get the spirits involved, if you like, is what I'm saying. I mean, we all can go out and start saying, is there empty here, blah, 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 you know. But I like the way you guys do it, because you run with what they tell you. You know, a lot of people will just do the normal questions like, is empty here, what year did you die? But you really listen to the spirits, and you take everything they say to the next level. When they do say something like as simple as say soup or something, you'll say something like, well, what soup did you like? You know, where you can tell that you're really listening to these spirits. So just getting back a wee moment, I know I'm jumping around here. Tell me how your team formed. Tell me how you did actually get started in this.
Getting started in the paranormal?
Yeah, and your group and things.
Oh, my cryptid thing. Okay, so we went out on a ghost hunt into an 1844 cemetery.
Right.
And along the way, this was at night now, but along the way, we was walking down this dark path, and my husband, Billy, he had a headlamp on his head, and he was taking and panning the light around the woods and around us. Well, he panned it over by a tree, and there stood something very tall and hairy. Wow. I mean, the lowest branch like laid down, I think probably about 8 foot up in the air. And this thing's head was up in the branches. Wow. It was full of hair. It had big old poppy glowy eyes. And I made the joke. I said, if that's Bigfoot, y'all on your own.
Well, I think I would have been out there too.
Yes. So we went up and did our investigation, but we kept hearing all kinds of sound effects and weird noises and stuff that whole time we were out there. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff going on, like mimicking different animals. We kept hearing footsteps, branches breaking, stuff like that. And, we stopped in throughout that. That video is called What's Hidden in the Woods. But right. little did we know, after that investigation was over with and he come home and started looking through the footage, we actually caught the Bigfoot walking into the woods.
Oh, wow. That we need to watch that. So was that on your channel then, or is it on Billy's?
It's on the Hot Paranormal.
Right. Okay.
It's the name of my channel is Brenda Paracryptid. That's the name of my channel.
Guys, I have both channels down below in the description. Please check out both their channels and subscribe, please. They really are, honestly, and I say this every time about people, but they really have got a great channel, and I hate seeing people with only 600 subscribers, 300 subscribers, when they've got amazing channels. Please watch them. So just get back to what you think then. I know that everybody can ask these questions, like what's your favourite equipment and all that, but I'm really interested to know, do you think there's a link between spirits and these other entities then, such as the cryptids? Do you think there's some sort of link?
Very much so.
Yes.
I mean, because if you've ever listened to the stories, like as far as cryptid-wise, Bigfoot, Dogman, all that good stuff, if you ever listen to the stories, you'll hear a lot of people say that a Bigfoot can stand right in front of you and disappear right in front of your eyes.
Sure.
Now you tell me, spirits, they're hard to see. They're invisible. Only, people with that ability can see them. Well, what about Bigfoot? Bigfoot can go invisible right in front of your eyes. So I think paranormal and cryptid go together somehow, hand in hand. I just don't know how.
Yeah, see, that's amazing. I mean, I stay in Scotland, guys, and it's, to be honest with you, I don't think we've really got the forests or the room to have such things like Sasquatch, and maybe up in the Highlands or something there could be, but where I stay, there is no way we're going to have things like Bigfoots and things, because there's too much built up areas. So it intrigues me, the fact that you guys get to experience all this. Going back to that investigation, you actually did go to lunch. You did there during the day, and then you went away for your dinner, I think. And when you came back, there was a big, huge footprint. Do you remember? Yes. I know I'm going back 2 years ago, guys, okay? But, I mean, there was a big, huge footprint. So do you think they visited your camp when you were away getting your dinner? Do you remember the footprint?
The footprint of yours.
Oh, the footprint. Oh, the footprints. Yeah.
Do you think they were nosy? Just wanted to see what was going on, and when you left, they maybe came down to have a look?
Well, I don't know how else to explain this, but what it was after we had left that area and we had going back and actually see what it was truly that I saw, because I kept telling people, I was like, look, I believe what I saw was Bigfoot. I've never seen something that big, that tall, that hairy before ever in my life. And I explained to everybody what I seen. And it's like, you didn't see no Bigfoot. You didn't see no Bigfoot. I said, so, okay, bet. That's when it started intriguing me. I was like, babe, we got to go back there. I want to see what it was I saw.
No, so definitely.
We went back out there by that tree, and you could tell where something big had been standing there. Like the grass was pressed down. I mean, it was you could tell that whatever it was big, because those things weigh 400 plus pounds. So
Sure.
all that pressure is going to be pressing down on the grass or on a sand or whatever else. It's going to leave some kind of print.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so, yeah.
So do you think then, Billy, that our paranormal equipment could communicate with these beings? Do you think there is a way possible that we in the paranormal could build a device, maybe use some of our devices to communicate with these things? Do you feel it's possible?
Well, I mean, we have used the necrophonic while we were out Bigfoot hunting, talking to the spirits, and the spirits will tell us, watch out, danger, stuff like that, telling us that there's something big around. They will tell us. But so as far as trying to communicate with Bigfoot, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, even if it's not Bigfoot, for example, it could be something big that the spirits are warning you about. I mean, that's undeniable if the necrophonic and things is telling you to be aware. But just going back then to the paranormal, so I noticed that a lot of the time you do use dowsing rods, okay? And me, I've only just purchased a pair of dowsing rods. So I'm interested to know, do you guys feel as if the older spirits prefer the dowsing rods and things, or do you feel that it's endless?
That's a you question.
Okay, the dowsing rods. Okay, I like dowsing rods. I do like them. They can be accurate. Right. But I don't see the ghost that I'm talking to. Now, I see the spirits. If I don't see who I'm talking to, I just throw my hands up like, this is not the right one I'm asking questions to. Sure. Somebody else answer the questions for the spirit that who was talking to me earlier. Spirits come and go. Y'all hear in the videos talking about, okay, they're not here no more with me, or the person, the spirit I was talking to, is gone. So I don't use dowsing rods anymore.
So do you actually feel them and sense them in things as well then, but not only see them sometimes, but you actually feel them in things? So that'll be pretty scary then, is it not? Some of these places that you go, because you have been to amazing places. I mean, there's no disputing it. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the emotions and some? I mean, here in Scotland, we've not really got any buildings such as like your big places like that place where it's got for the lung disease and things, what you call it, the sanitarium. We've got nothing like that over here. So do you feel as if you went to somewhere like the big sanitariums and things that you would feel that pain and the anguish of these spirits?
Yeah, you can.
So how do you cope with something like that?
You feel their emotions, like what they've been through in their past. But yeah, I can see when things happen between a woman and a man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how do you cope with that, though? I mean, I've interviewed a lot of people, okay, but some of these people kid on their psychic and things, or they'll say they see these entities, and they really don't. Maybe they're just sensing them. So for me to interview somebody that I know, with looking at your videos that you do see and feel these guys, how do you cut off from that? You know what I mean? Like all that hard emotion. How do you separate that?
I shut it down. I don't know. I can't explain how I shut it down. It's just it's done. I'm done with it.
I can't.
I can't. This has been going my whole life. So I mean, I do spirits on a normal occasion every day. Because if I don't, then I'll be like, okay, where the spirits at today? It's just normal for me to do.
Sure. I think maybe it's a parent in me, maybe it's the motherly instinct, maybe that it would be really, really hard for me to shut off from these emotions. I tend to try and stick to places like the woods, maybe like a places where I know the spirits aren't going to be bad or overly emotional, if you like, because I know that sometimes they can project that emotion onto you. So my hat goes off to you guys for no challenging these places, but going to these places, knowing that it could be hard, feeling the emotions of them and things. There's so many places I want to ask you about. It's crazy.
It's like, and then I would say about this one. The video we just posted, the horrific story from the past.
Sure.
That's about a man that was trying to save these girls. I don't know what was going on at the beginning. I thought he could have been a molester because this is way back in the day. So he was not a molester. He was trying to save the girls from something, which this video that's coming out now explains pretty much why these little girls trying to be saved from.
Yeah. Right, okay.
I won't say that because this is a video that's coming up this coming week.
Well, we need to watch it, guys. You need to all get subscribed and watch it.
And he was shocked. I saw when I was looking through like what I could see from him, he was on the ground. I see girls running.
Okay.
That's all I can get from him.
Right. So do you think then that a lot of the times maybe something like that, you could obviously mistake it for that something's happened and these girls are running away from him because he's done something to them or something, you could actually take that from it. So it's good to know that also that you can go back and say, wait a minute, I want to look at this further and just see exactly what happened. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Did you feel you judged them maybe pretty quick then?
Yeah, I do, because the little girl came through and told us, what did she say? What was her word? What was that word? What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. So I knew right then, I was like, okay, so he was not a molester. He was trying to save these girls.
Yeah, sure.
Which that is in the video when I said that.
Mm-hmm. So where's your...
I'm just trying to get visions. This is what I'm seeing. I can't see every little single thing that happened, but I see like a movie flashing in my head. Like he was on the ground. I see the girls running from something.
Sure. So, well, that's interesting, though. I mean, I think a lot of the time when you have got that gift and that ability that you've got, Billy and Brenda, I think maybe you have to be careful sometimes that you don't maybe judge before knowing the full story and things like that as well. But you can see how, I mean, a wee girls running for a start would put your alerts up. And then the fact that they're kids and they're asking for help in different things is also amazing. So where would you say your scariest place you've been as then?
For me, it was Devil's Tramping Ground. That place scared the bejesus out of me so bad I started singing church hymns.
Quite right, Brenda. Quite right. It was me, guys, honestly. I think the fact
I will have to say, there's so many out there. St. Barnabas is not for beginners. No. Where the first place we started, because we had attachment from the beginning.
They attached themselves to inside my car. There's like 4 or 5 of them did attach themselves to inside my car.
So was that the one I seen where your friend was doing the mini exorcism and things on you? It was really a cleansing. No. Tell us more, guys. Tell us more.
That might have been the Devil's Tramping Ground when it was something attached to her.
Right.
That witch.
That witch attached herself to me from the Devil's Tramping Ground. I seen she left visions in my head that I didn't ever care to talk about afterwards. She showed me some of the things that she did and how she lured the children in, and I just said it had me messed up for a couple of weeks. That attachment did.
I bet it did. But that's not nice, isn't it? Though. So do you think that was your scariest experience then, Brenda? Was that place overall?
Yeah, it's really funny too, because people ask me, what was your scariest place? Well, you don't get scared with Bigfoot. No, I get excited when Bigfoot interacts with me.
Right.
But when it comes to paranormal, Devil's Tramping Ground, definitely. That was my first ever attachment, and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Quite right. I know it would scare the Jesus out of me as well. I mean, and I'm a witch, and that would scare me because the things that it's not just that, the fire as well. The fire was interesting because I know you didn't really focus much on the fire, but it seemed to be that every time you span to the fire, it was either high or it was low. It was as if the spirits were communicating through the fire and things as well. Yeah. Even though the dowsing rods and things, you and your friend were doing it above the fire. I thought that was really interesting. I mean, you could have made that fire dance,
When you get
so where's the most
question, Drew? There's been a couple of questions in the chats for us too.
Questions, guys.
Well, one of the questions was asked me if I casted the first Bigfoot print that I got. No, I never did cast a Bigfoot print yet. I haven't got the casted stuff to do it, but I will eventually do that. We've not only caught footprints, we've also caught handprints, 2 of them.
Questions back
and as far as coping with attachments and stuff like that, I don't do it very well. I tend to shut down more than anything. Right. When I get visions of evil,
Jack's brother?
I don't talk to a whole lot of people about it but him. And he's the one that helps guide me through everything I'm feeling, everything I'm seeing. He's kind of like my protector, but yet at the same time, he listens to me and he tries to help me through each thing. So he's the one that deals with me when I get attachments. That's the best way I could tell you.
Hi, Eli. I'm pleasure you're here, Eli. I've not seen you for a long time, buddy. That's interesting to me that the two of you back each other up in that. I mean, I've not got anybody I can really do paranormal with. I have got my own team and things, but it's really hard for me to get out, guys. So that's why I like to come on and talk to all you guys for different countries, different places, because I'm intrigued with the paranormal. I've only ever been in woods that feel nice and peaceful. So anytime I talk to guys like you who have been places where the woods are really creepy, I love it. I can't get enough of it because I don't understand why some places can be so haunted and other places are just so serene, you know. So tell me a bit about your local area then. What's the draw of these places, or are you drawn to these places back and back and back?
Like St. Barnabas.
St. Barnabas is my favorite. It's it don't ever let us down. Like I said,
they're all old graves, and I love old graves. So
right,
and
nice.
that church is so active. That church is very, very active. And we caught a piano playing a while back. I say about a year ago. We had a stand up cam in there, and you hear a piano key being pushed. And these organs are locked.
Yeah,
nobody can't touch these organs.
No, the cover's over them, so no, you can't touch none of the keys.
I'm trying to find the wee place you went as well. It was a little old church, and it was one of the craziest places I've ever seen. It was just a tiny little church, guys, in the middle of nowhere. It looked like to us. Let us see if I can find it. Oh, what was it called?
We don't use protection crystals when we go out. We used to pray. We used to do a lot of praying before we started our investigations, but you know, it didn't matter what, how much we prayed or what we wore our crosses and stuff like that. We always took attachments home. Not saying that praying doesn't help some, because I believe it does some, but it doesn't matter. If them spirits want to go home with you, they're gonna go home with you.
I think a lot of the times these spirits sense the love and the energy. I mean, I follow a group called Haunted Finders, and these guys are really down to earth. They're brilliant guys. I've met them and everything, and they're such nice people, much like yourselves. So I think that a lot of the times when we go to these places where the spirits are maybe struggling, maybe they've never had a family, maybe they've never even been loved, I think a lot of the time they feel that loving energy between you, and that's what they don't want to get rid of. They want to, that's why they follow you home, is they want more of that loving energy that you guys have, you know. Do you feel a bit about that yourself? Maybe that's what attracts them, is the fact that they're a unit and they want some of that.
Good. It very well could be.
Yeah, I think that.
And then Adore, you're right. I love that investigation too. The New Bern Cemetery.
You are stealing all my questions, guys. Stop asking questions. They're mine.
Well, Hensley wants to know where our dream location is that we want to investigate. And for me, I would love to go to the Amityville house. That's mine. Either Amityville house or the Conjuring house. So,
well, Brenda, do you know what I have got, missus? I was speaking to a guy, way back last year, and he said to me, Drew, I've got communication with what's the man that done the murders? Lutz? No Lutz. The one that was in the jail. He was in the jail for killing his family.
Oh, you talking about Charles? Was it Charles Manson?
No, the guy Amityville. What's his name? The boy from Amityville that killed his family. What's his name?
Oh, the Texas Chainsaw?
No, the actual Amityville house. What's the guy's name again?
Who was the man that killed?
I can't remember his name.
Can't remember
anyway, the boy that killed his family, okay, for the Amityville house. The guy says to me, Drew, I've been talking to him in the jail. Do you want to see some of my letters to him? And by this point, the guy had died. He died last year, I think, the man that did the murders. I can't even remember his name, guys. I do apologise. For the Amityville house, okay? So I says to him, yes, send them over and I'll have a look at them. Do you know he has got a photograph, okay? Do you see the photograph that Lorraine Warren took where the little boy spirit is peeking out the door like that? Lorraine Warren has got a picture of that Amityville house where the wee boy's kicking round the door. He actually has a photograph of his little brother in that exact same position before the murders and things all happened. So to me, that photo, Ed and Lorraine Warren, makes that even more intriguing because this guy said Defoe, Toby, that's exactly his name, Robert Defoe. So I've got letters, communication between this man and Robert Defoe, and he's actually sent us a couple of letters and things and photographs of his family before they died. He does admit to killing his family in the letters, but he says that it was a demon that took him over and things, much like his book there in the public. But I just thought that was interesting, you saying that's a place you want to go to, Brenda, because I'll show you the letters if you want. I'll send them to you and you can have a look at them. It's between Defoe before he died and this man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Definitely, I'll give you a look at them. And it's interesting, but because one of the pictures is the exact same picture as Lorraine and Ed Warren took. And it's his little brother in the exact same position, but she did capture the spirit of it. So it makes it that a little bit more interesting. I just never knew what to do with information that you sent me, you know. So where's your favourite place? Where would you love to go, Billy? Where would you love to go? So many places.
I was trying to think of how long was that?
The Stanley Hotel.
Stanley Hotel, I love to go.
Wow.
And also, I want to go to that school in that graveyard right there in North Carolina, that state park.
Is that North Carolina? Tennessee.
Tennessee.
It's a schoolhouse out in the Gatlinburg State Park. It has an old haunted schoolhouse in it, and there's a graveyard that sits right across from that schoolhouse that apparently has a lot of children and stuff buried in it.
Right, that'd be interesting. I honestly wish I could get out more. I honestly do. I've just got nobody to take me, guys, and I don't drive. So I'd ask on Facebook now and again if anybody wants to go ghost hunting and things. But in my area, it's one of the things you either believe or you don't. So it's a hit and a miss if anybody wants to go out. If I could go out, I would do more castles. I would probably go to the Edinburgh Waltz and things. So that would be good. Have you ever got any plans in going anywhere, maybe abroad and things? Have you got plans maybe in the future to travel?
Maybe somewhere in the future we will travel. With our schedules and stuff like that, we work all the time. It's hard to go travel like that.
Yes, isn't it? So what else were we going to ask you? There was loads of different things I wanted to ask you as well because of the different places I've been. So to me, my best is Necrophonic. Okay, I've got a little bond to Necrophonic app, and because it's the one that my wee girl spirit can come through on, I can't really hear her on any other app or any other spirit box except for Necrophonic. So I tend to stick to Necrophonic just so I can speak to little Lisa Maggie, her name is. We don't know what one it is yet. Anyway, so I noticed that you guys like Necrophonic as well. So tell me a bit about what intrigues you as being Necrophonic.
Necrophonic has been it's a good communication tool. It is. Now, a lot of people do get confused with the Necrophonic because there's so much going on, but you are looking for that one specific answer. Sure. I do like using it, but also I love using Ghost Box that I've been using a lot now. You hear them in the newer videos.
Right. I'll need to have a look at the newer ones.
The answers tend to be a little bit more clear with the Ghost Box. It's not a Ghost Box. Ghost Vox, VOX.
Oh, right. Oh, that's the same one as the SLS one, isn't it? Is it the Ghost Tube one or something?
No, this one's different. This one's not the actual Ghost Tube. This Ghost Tube Vox.
Oh, right, okay. I'll need to try that one, guys.
It takes a little bit longer to get responses from that, but they tend to come through more accurate and more clearer.
It does. And plus it gives it more time for the spirits to come across to the camera to hear EVPs. You know, we got a necrophonic running nonstop. It's hard to get that EVP that you're looking for. That's probably is there in the videos.
Yeah, well, I get that. Yeah, that's true. It is. I mean, I understand that.
So
I used to like the PSB7, but I find that, I mean, I'm talking about the old PSB7. I'm not talking about the new one, but I feel as if that old one, a lot of the spirits have not got the energy to actually use it. Do you feel a bit about that, about the spirit, the PSB7s? It's as if the spirits need a little bit more energy to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. We never use one, but you know, I like to have one, but it drives her insane because it.
It gives me a headache, and I don't like them. But he and I tell him, I said, well, if you're gonna get one, exclude me out of that investigation. You go do a lone challenge or something. Just don't use it around me.
I honestly do feel as if it gives the spirits need a little bit more power if you're going to use the PSB7 and things. I feel with the necrophonic, because it is an app, that maybe the whatever it is, the Wi-Fi, the data or whatever, even your phone usage, whatever you call the phone vibes, I think that helps the spirits. I feel as if that thing that goes through the radio waves, everybody, these are all amazing coming for the guys, honestly. It's nice to see you all, I'm honest. Hensley and Doris, everybody. Paranormal Underworld as well. Sorry, I'm a bit starstruck, guys. I'm getting a tongue twisted. So to me, it's amazing to see you use necrophonic and things. I just wanted to say that to you. And I do feel as if a lot of the time these apps get powered by the phone itself, like such as the Wi-Fi, the data, or maybe just even the phone broadcasting itself. So I like that about you as well, that you use necrophonic. So anyway, what do you think for the future? What's coming up?
Well, we got we got an old hospital coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That is right now is an antique store. It's been an antique store since 1976.
Right.
So in 1900s and 1920s, and something in the 30s, this place used to be an old Statensburg clinic where they, done deliveries.
Right.
All kind. It ran like a hospital pretty much.
Right. It's good. It'll be amazing energy there. Then it'll be different.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's what I was about to get to. So I was just doing my thing, because where I work at, I went in there to use the restroom, and I went back to my boss. I said, "Dude, the energy there is so strong." I was like, "It is wow!" It blew my mind. He said, "Well, they used to be a hospital back then." Oh, well, that explains it.
So where do you like to investigate the most then, guys? Are you the woods type of people, or are you inside type of people, or do you not mind?
I missed that one.
Do you not? I'll talk slower. Do you like to do the woods investigations, or do you like to go inside investigating, or do you not mind as long as it's a good investigation? What do you prefer? As long as it's an
accurate investigation, I mean, none of our videos is going to be haunted, or it's going to be as good as others, because we cannot say that the spirit's always going to be active with us, because we've been to St. Barnabas a few times and nothing really good happened there.
Right, that's interesting. I mean, I think that's what builds up. That was what, going back to locations time after time, that is really what gets you your communication. I mean, you must feel that yourself, going back to these places time after time. Do you feel as if you need to keep going back to build that rapport up with the spirits?
I do feel we need to go back, because, I know I get tired of showing everybody the same places, but if you look back from the beginning until now, we always got different responses. Different things always happen, and that's how the spirit world works. It's not going to work our way. We're on their time. And
I really don't think anybody could get fed up with them, to be honest. As long as you're getting different, you're keeping going back to different places, as long as you're keeping getting that communication and everything, I don't think anybody would ever get fed up seeing you keeping going back, to be honest, because that is what keeps people there. It's the total opposite. We love to see the communication that an investigator can have with spirits. You're going back time after time. It's never going to be boring. It's always going to be exciting because we want to see if those same spirits are going to turn up again for you,
Yeah.
So it's not boring, guys. Don't ever think it's boring. How can Barnabas be boring? I've watched it about 4 times today because I thought, my goodness, these spirits want to talk. It's one of the places, I think, where the spirits... Is it a little graveyard in the middle of nowhere or something? And that's why the spirits are so happy to speak to you. Does nobody go there?
Yeah, nobody goes.
Nobody goes.
And just like that soldier from New Bern Cemetery, I don't think nobody sees him anymore. And when we were there, he was like all hyped up. I mean, I had never felt this from a soldier spirit, guys. I love this man in person because if he's like this in the spirit world, he was like this in person.
Oh yeah.
And I love being around people like that. That is so freaking awesome. If y'all watch that video, New Bern Cemetery, the very first one we done, it was a great investigation.
See, we did something different with that investigation too, because anybody that has watched us investigate together, like I said earlier in this interview that my ears tell me when spirits around, and that they also communicate through my ears with ringing. And that night we tried different. We was letting the spirits guide us to where they wanted us to go through my ears. So everywhere we stopped that day, we got great interaction. That's where the soldiers smoked a cigarette with us. We had another spirit asked us to play the song Molly D. Was like, what in the world is Molly D?
Never heard of Molly D.
Never heard of it. So we got copyrighted, of course, for that song, but we played that for him, and it was like the spirit enjoyed it, enjoyed hearing it.
I think that's amazing, guys. I do, and I think that's what keeps us intrigued to go back to these places, is the fact that spirits can do that. You can see the human side of them as well. I mean, that soldier must have been a good dude when he was alive, especially I think how he felt seeing you and knowing that you could talk to him. You's probably made his eternity a lot better just by hearing his voice. Letting him get to say what he wanted to say. I think that is amazing, guys. I really do. And I really do think a lot of the time people can get fed up with locations. Maybe you're a bit fed up doing that area. But please don't ever not go back, because those spirits will be wanting to see you,
Oh, we will always continue going back. Like New Bern Cemetery, I will visit that place again because the first time we went, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but the spirits won't really communicate with us because it's like they're like, huh? They're clueless. Like they can see me,
right?
So, yeah, I mean, I definitely keep going back to New Bern, and that's another one I will keep going back to. This new location we're going to with the campground.
Yeah,
awesome place.
We've got a lot more.
There's a lot more coming. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be like, what in the world? It's gonna blow your mind.
You have to subscribe, guys. Honestly, I mean, Billy's got about 606, I think, subscribers, and I think you're about the same, Brenda. Guys, these teams
659
subscribers. It's not fair. Honestly, I see big teams doing investigations, and they're not getting half of the authentic, brilliant communication that you guys get, and half of the people in chat as well. To me, the smaller teams like you guys, and I'm not saying smaller as in smaller because you are smaller channels, I should say, not smaller teams, because you're an amazing team. You're up there with the big guys, in my opinion. But smaller channels, I should say, you need to get more out there. We as the community have to start sharing more. We have to start sharing all these teams out more, getting you up onto our chats more, letting you promote yourselves more, because it's not fair. It really isn't fair that you guys have got all this communication, all this amazing evidence, and you don't get half of the recognition that these big teams are getting. I think it's terrible, to be honest with you. YouTube really does need to start promoting more these smaller groups. Anyway, guys, just to get back to it anyway. So what keeps you in the paranormal? What keeps you going out time after time after time?
I love what I do. I tell her that same. I tell her the same thing all the time. So I love what I do. You know, I can't wait to go live again. You know, like yesterday, I was just really busy. You know, visiting family, with friends, and we got back late last night. And I love doing what we're doing. I do. I love it.
These are amazing guys, honestly. Same as Hensley and things as well. As I said, I watch a lot of teams and I don't comment. I just like to sit there and watch because I kind of go in and I start taking over, if you like, and I feel guilty sometimes of going into people's chats because I start being too friendly and I think, wait a wee minute, they're meant to be watching these guys do a premiere or something. So a lot of the times I will just sit back and watch. And I must admit, in your community with Hensley, in all the different ones, I do sit back and I watch because I feel a bit starstruck with these all because these are all amazing, to be honest. I just feel as if you have got it nailed. That's why I want to help a lot of you guys a wee bit more and get you a British audience. You have got a great community over there. You've got a great little area as well that he's got amazing communication at. So us British need to start watching you more. That's why I wanted you up tonight, guys, and get you out there for all these British people. We love see as British, to let you understand. We're used to the castles and everything, okay? We see castles and things time after time. But to me, the battlefields, the old cemeteries in America, especially where you stay, which is rural America, it's not anywhere like Florida and things where you see it time after time after time. I love seeing all the little cemeteries that's in these little towns and things that you guys stay in. So please keep showing us more.
We will. We have, matter of fact, when he was talking about the campground, we were took to a new area. But a couple of days ago out at that campground to where me and him was telling the story of what we were seeing, and the lady that owns the campground was confirming everything we were saying.
Everything we were saying, she was like, "Yep."
You guys are both on point. So we've got a big. I will tell you this: it's a big battle that we've seen out there. There's more to it, but that's all I'm going to say. There's a big battle.
And listen, they do it in parts. You do nice parts. I love watching creators that do part 1, part 2, and part 3 instead of trying to put like say a 2-hour video in the one. I like it when you break it down the way you do it because you do get fed up after about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So the way you guys do it, you break it down into parts. That's a lot better. I like seeing that. I really do. I think that keeps your audience instead of getting fed up. So guys, keep watching them as well. So where's next then? This place you are talking about, is that what's next? Coming up?
Yes, that's coming up this week is from the woods that we investigated, which that will tell more of the story about the little girls.
Yes.
Sure. Brilliant. I want to see it.
There's so much more about the woods. This is only about the 4. There's many more out there. You still hear screams out there in the woods from the children.
That's a shame, isn't it? I mean,
but you will see why once we do this upload. It's very interesting, very very scary because I don't like dealing with stuff like that, especially something like that bad.
Warlock and witches.
Yeah, it's a warlock witch. I will tell you that.
Okay.
So
we need to watch, guys. Get those links shared. Well, the links are in the description, but I noticed that Doris and things have been sharing the links, guys. So that's amazing. So get hitting those links, guys, because there's loads coming up. I just think they're brilliant. I think both channels are brilliant. You for paranormal. Well, Brenda's on that as well, guys. To be honest with you, and then Brenda for our cryptids channel. I'm going to watch.
I'm kind of one that got the cryptid thing started, and then he just kind of joined in because he's my husband. He supports it.
I support it.
You came first, then is that right? Did your channel come first, Brenda?
The Hawk Paranormal came first. We started off ghost hunting, and then the ghost hunt led into encountering a cryptid. So that's how it all began.
Yeah, that's how it all began.
Well, keep doing what you do because we love it, guys. Honestly.
There's that question, Hawk and Brenda. What are your thoughts on the land between the lake killings?
There you go. Hawk and Brenda, what are the thoughts on the land between the lakes killings?
Now, something that
is that in your area? I noticed, guys, just while we are live, that there was a girl in America. She's now been found.
I could tell you some of the things that we know that, like, there's we used to search for like the myths and legends or whether it was true or not true, and some of the things that we were hearing.
That's what started me out. I want to either know if it's real or fake about all these stories about North Carolina hauntings.
Uh-huh. Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I have this thing to where we went out to check to see a story on something like that supposedly happened out in not Greene County, but Greenville, North Carolina. The killing, there's supposed to have been a killing or a murder or something that happened. Well, I listened to I walk through, listen to my ears, I close my eyes, I see if I have any visions or anything coming through. But before, anything happens like that, you've got to really actually investigate the story to see if it's true or not. And one that we went and checked out wasn't true. It was all a lie.
What was that?
So
the story was true, but not because not when wrinkly hands came out of the water. It was a murder scene. It was a murder kids done to her.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about these everywhere in America they've got a little crybaby bridge. What do you guys think about crybaby bridges?
We've never actually did that story yet. We've talked about it. There's a story similar to the Crybaby Bridge. There's a story similar here in North Carolina too, but we haven't checked out yet. But listen, watching like other bigger names like the Southcats or some of these other people that has went out and did the Crybaby Bridge, the stories are not panning out like they're out there to be. Sure. So we haven't been out there to check that stuff out yet. But do we want to? Yes.
Yeah, I definitely think it started for a legend way back. I mean, let's face it, a lot of the times these communities didn't have the money to bring another child into it. So a lot of the times I do believe that these stories originate from maybe a teenage girl that's had to kill her baby, or she's killed herself because she's pregnant or something, and maybe there is a legend in that town of that killing or that suicide, if you like. So I do believe that is why a lot of these urban legends come from. It's a tragedy, maybe in one town 10 towns over, and it just seems to seep through the community into every town that's got a bridge. But I do believe it stems from somewhere, though. I do believe it does stem from somewhere. It's just interesting that everywhere in America's got a crybaby bridge.
Yeah.
One day we will get out there one day.
I trust you guys to tell us the truth. I trust you guys to tell us the truth. If there was a real story there to start with, and if you do get to hear these babies,
Well, you get, it's funny because you have a lot of people that like to watch the entertainers. They want to see what the entertainers are going to do. But when you come to Hawk Paranormal, you're going to see everything and hear everything that we do. We're not going to fake nothing. We don't do stuff like that. We want the spirits to tell their story for our viewers to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, people's got to understand spirits once were humans. They once had a meat suit. They once had a heartbeat. Maybe, when it comes to killings or whatever happened in their life before they passed away, they want their story to be heard.
I know.
And that's what we're set out for, is for the spirits to tell us their story.
I really do. I feel as if a lot of these people as well that go in and fake things, they don't need to do it, is because a lot of these places have got spirits in them. You guys must know yourself, there's a spirit around every corner, almost, if not standing right beside you. So you shouldn't have to fake anything. Most spirits, I do believe, if you're honest with them, they feel your personality, they feel your empathy, they feel you're a good person. They'll speak to you. They will speak to you if you show them them people, because there are people, you show them a little bit of empathy, a little bit of compassion, the fact that you're still alive and they're dead. Most of them will speak to you. They'll speak to you and they'll tell you the story. You know, I just don't think it's needed to fake anything in this world, not unless they're scared.
Now, it's funny you said that too, because I mean, on one of our investigations, we had another paranormal investigator. I'm not going to say no names, but we had another paranormal investigator with us. The spirits actually called him out and said that he was lying. Yeah. That everything he was saying.
Spirits said that.
Spirits will tell on you too.
what more evidence is that? You know, the spirits actually saying, "You're lying. I did not shut that door." That would be amazing. I'd love that.
They will tell it. And what was I going to say? Somebody, there was a question up here. About the lake. The lake. So you were talking about the lakes earlier. Now, guys, I think anything that's has something bad happen there, it's always going to have some kind of visual, something repeating over and over again.
Right.
But I can't say that without me actually being there, seeing it, or see it on camera to tell you how haunted it is.
Right.
And when it comes to negative spirits, you know, they hide from it. They hide from it. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Why you back there hide behind that stone? That's I'm calling the negative out, because they're the ones that try to sneak in your life and ruin what's there in your life.
Right. So if you've got a specific way you deal with them then, Billy, when you know that there's a more, I'm not going to say demonic, because there's very rarely demonic spirits around, but have you got a certain way that you deal with these negative energies when you do come across them?
Yeah, because you know, we have not experienced that much demons. Right. We've been seen three. Now, I deal with more negative spirits than I do with demons, or whatever. But yeah, like, you know, I see eyes on walls. That's your negative spirit. There's eyes in couches, or there's something behind your couch. They're trying to they're watching us.
Right.
That's your negative spirits.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So a lot of people do get twisted humans or twisted spirits mixed up with demons. So do you think a lot of the times these spirits that's in these locations know that they're going to scare the bejesus out as if they say that they're a demon? Do you think that's why they do it, just to scare us and get us out?
And they more likely get followed home. We had that happen 2 times in our car. Once was inside this home right here. Yeah. I was getting marked up, and as I was driving home with, you know, some other investigators, I was like, "Y'all, there's something bad here," because I can see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, he's trying to bow up at me, like trying to scare me. You know, that don't work that way.
I think because you've seen them and you've sensed them for you were a kid, Billy, I think it would take a lot to intimidate you, to be honest, you know, especially when you have been around these areas where there maybe is a lot of Sasquatch or Bigfoot and things. You've probably in your life, just you've grown up with it, you've just resolved yourself to the fact that you're not scared. And that's just it. Much like Uncle Danny, they don't scare him.
So, you know, I've taken somebody on an investigation with me where she was filming too now. Now, you know, the Sasquatch around here know me. They know, I played around in the woods with them enough, took them food and stuff like that they didn't mess with me, but they bluff charged her.
Right.
Wow. So it's like you know, it's like people has called me the Bigfoot whisperer, because the Sasquatch don't mess with me. Anybody else could get messed with, but they leave me alone. And I still to this day, I don't understand that.
They love growling at me.
They like to growl at him.
Like, we're not having you, Billy. Nope. We want Brenda. You go back in the house. We want our toast. That's good that you can do that though, and build up a bit of rapport with them, Brenda. I mean, if you know us, if you take them out a little bit of water, some food, some berries, time after time after time, who knows if you will be that person that actually gets that communication. You just don't know.
But see, we spoil the Bigfoots around here. We take them Waffle House. We take them candy and fruits and all kinds of goodies.
Hell, even we do Thanksgiving dinner, they get Thanksgiving with us.
Christmas too. We took them last year. So
yeah. I think that's brilliant. Honestly, I do. And I really do feel as if you're ever going to get communication, it's through their bellies. As they say about men and
I never had drinks on me because some spirits had asked for drinks. I don't have drinks. Right. They want liquor.
Well,
I don't have that with me, but if I ever return back there, I will go buy a little shot glass, a little glass you buy from ABC stores, and give it to them.
Yeah, give them a little drabby whiskey. Why not? But they might get the cold like us.
And then now they want a cigarette, I will light up for them and they can smoke it. I either smoke it with them or I put it down for them to smoke it.
Good. That's amazing. I love that. The first person I ever seen do that was Danny White Wolf. The first time that I interviewed him with my co-host at the time, he said to us, "Do you want to see the spirits smoking?" And we were like, "Yeah, show us." And he lit a cigarette. And he did that with a cigarette, and you could actually see the spirits taking a draw of it. You could actually see and it was the first time I had ever seen it. So I tried it until the spirits around me took a draw of the cigarette.
Jack said spirits ask for eggs. Wow. They're missing some gassy spirits.
Waffle House as well. I have actually heard the spirits ask for pancakes. I have heard them say for pancakes, and then I heard them ask for hot dogs, and that was on Uncle Danny's stream. We were talking about, he was in the chat a wee while ago, Eli family, and they always say Eli loves pizza, as you probably know. They always say Eli loves pizza. And the spirits actually turned and said, Uncle Danny said, Eli's here, spirit, something along these lines. And he says, is he eating pizza? And the spirit said something like, no, he's eating hot dogs. And Eli came into the chat no long after it, and we said to him, the spirits told us you were eating hot dogs and not pizza. And he says, I was. Honestly, it wasn't exactly like that, the words I'm saying, but it was exactly the same as the point of the matter is the same. He was eating these hot dogs. And I thought, that is amazing that spirits knew he wasn't eating pizza, that he was eating hot dogs. Amazing. I love talking about anything to do with paranormal, guys. It makes me smile sometimes. Spirits just know us so well. So what else can we talk about, guys, before we do go? We've got 10 minutes. So what about the Sasquatch type of things? What's coming up for you, Brenda? What can we expect?
Well, there's somebody actually in the chat that can vouch for what I'm about to tell you. Paranormal Underworld. Okay, while we was out this last time on this last part of the investigation, the video that's coming out this week, we were out there kind of following up on the story that started out in the cabin. There was a tree trunk thrown towards us, and he said he couldn't hear it in the video, but we all heard it with our ears, and you could probably hear us talking about it. Right. But we had Bigfoot activity out there while we were doing that in the middle of the woods. Yeah. So we're going out to that campground to go Bigfoot hunting, which that's going to be a very, very active night. I'm ready for that one. We got the Goldsboro battlefield is very active for Bigfoots as well. I think it's not just Bigfoot out there. I think Dogman out there too.
Good. But we got I've been wanting to see. I know YouTube's great for seeing these things, but I don't trust a lot of investigators, guys, and that's just the truth there. I don't. So when I see a team that I know I can trust, and if you're going to see do that type of thing, I would definitely trust you guys with your evidence and things. So that's going to be good. I'm intrigued with things like that because here in Scotland we've not got. Well, there probably is, to be honest, maybe in the Highlands or something. But where I'm from, we never have anything like that. So it's great to see you guys get that type of interaction. I can't wait to see that.
We also, I also do have some videos on my channel too as well. It's up in the western part. It's Medic Mountain State Park where there was sightings out there as well. and I went out there and did some filming out there as well.
Good. Bobby, there's one of my friends is in chat. She's actually one of my witchy sisters, Dobby Socks, and she likes all that. She likes paranormal as well, but she really does like the cryptids and things. And as I said, we don't trust a lot of people with the evidence and things they get. So Brenda, we'll definitely be watching because I want to learn more. I really do. I want to learn more about cryptids and dogma and things like that.
Yeah, I've been kind of missing it, actually, like not doing no lives on my on our cryptid channel. I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break from that, but he's trying to get me back in the groove of everything and going back live again. We always do a live for Christmas and do giveaways on the cryptid channel, which is very fun to us. We enjoy that. We do play little games and stuff for people to win, like merch type stuff. And I mean, it's just like I said, we try to keep, both channels interesting.
That's
but just remember, when you're dealing with the Hawks, you're not dealing with nothing fake. Everything is real.
Guys, I ain't kidding you on. I know I say every single person that I interview, please check them out. But as I've told you all before, I will not interview anybody that I don't believe in, and I will not promote anybody or share their lives if I don't believe in them. And that is why I wanted especially to make sure this interview happened today, because I do believe in you guys, and I do believe everything that you show us, especially when you can sense when you are in these areas that you take it serious, but you still like to have a little joke and things as well. And that's what I love. I love people that take their job serious, but they also can see the light side of things. And that energy is just as good for the spirits as it is anything else, I think it helps more, to be honest. So what else, guys? Put your social media and things, put your social media links up. Just tell the guys where you can find you.
Well, Hawk Paranormal, NC_Hawk is the Hawk Paranormal for Twitter.
Right. Twitter as well, guys.
And then Hawk Paranormal ESTNC on Facebook.
Yep.
I'll share the Facebook one. I think I've got you on Facebook. I'll share that one as well, guys.
Okay, and then we also have Instagram too. It's Hawk Paranormal ESTNC. And then the email, because we also will go into and do home readings and stuff like that too if people need help.
That's what she got up there.
Yep. You can also contact us if you need help inside your home at Hawk Paranormal ESTNC@gmail.com.
Yep.
Definitely, guys. I never isn't enough to interviews. Honestly, I would love to get you back. I really would love to get you back and get a deeper, maybe when it's not going out in podcast or something and we've only got the hour, maybe I can get you back and we can just take our time with the interview if you like maybe an hour or two. But because it is on podcast, guys, I do have to keep it to an hour. So guys, it's been amazing talking to you. I honestly can't wait to see what's coming up. Please, I know I say it every time, but please check them out, guys. Honestly, if you don't watch Hawk Paranormal and Brenda's channel with the cryptids, you really are missing out. Honestly, I can't say it anymore because they show you how it is, and not always are you getting demons, this and that. They're showing you real investigations with real spirits, and that's amazing to me. It really is. I thank you both for coming to this interview. I've never been more excited to interview somebody than I have been when Billy said yes for the past week. Honestly, I thought, yes. You're next. Where did he go? Where did he go? He's away. Anyways, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys, honestly. So keep up the good work. And us in Scotland will always watch you because we're intrigued by it all. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Chats.
Thank y'all all for coming in as well. I love you guys. Dana Doris, thank you for being here. Jats. These are the ones that have been here for a long time with us.
They've been following us
for a very long time.
Since the beginning. And
Dana Doris has been with us from the beginning.
Doris comes into us my channel quite a lot. I think she's fun. I love Doris to bits. She's one of my sisters. Well, guys, I'm going to end it now.
We love you all. So thank you, Drew, for your time. Thank you.
No, that's no problem. Honestly, guys, it really has been a pleasure talking to you. And I'm sorry for the technical issues at the beginning, but we will get you back and we will keep sharing your journey out. And hopefully we'll get you that bit of Sasquatch footage that everybody needs to see, Brenda. So
oh, more than definitely. Look, if you ever want to get me up, just get a hold of him and I'll pull some videos up for you and let everybody see what we do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure,
All
I'll
right,
be watching that for sure. Right, everybody, thank you for coming, and it's been a pleasure. It honestly has been a pleasure, everybody. I will drop down, guys, and I will say goodbye to the guys behind the scene. Okay, everybody, blessings from Scotland as always. Stay safe out there. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.